I'd love it if you like, share, subscribe, and most definitely comment. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about emotional intelligence in relationships. There is this perception we have as human beings that as long as we like what we see and we like the person, we believe that we are really going to be good at being in this relationship. But I've learned in life, just like everything else, we need to learn, be educated, and to understand. Number one, because the species are very different. You have a man and a woman. Men think logically, women think emotionally. Meaning that men, to them, everything has to make sense. Women, we go with our emotions, how we feel at the time. What is our attitude telling us at that time? That's what we flow with most of the time. So if we feel a certain way, we perceive that that is real. But men have to see the statistics in life to prove that it is real. Women, men, two different human beings, think very differently, perceive life very differently, pursue life very differently, and interpret life very differently. So when it comes to emotional intelligence, you have to learn how to basically train your emotions, not to overpower your decisions. Taking your emotions from this is how I feel and this is how it's going to be to let me bring down my emotions and think this through so that I do not make a decision that I will regret because I was high in a moment and I said things I regret and I did things that I regret. That's the same way a man can get angry because of XYZ and lash out, and before you know it, when he's thought about it, he's already in court being sentenced to life imprisonment. So why is emotional intelligence very important in a relationship? Simple. So that we don't end up in court together to sign divorce papers. When it comes to relationships, this is going to be a very, very, very difficult journey, especially in the beginning. Because as you go along, you've started to understand each other. Though, disclaimer, in life, we all go through changes. A woman is very different when you first met her, and then when you brought her home, because now you guys are living together and you realize there are things she does that disturb you and vice versa. Also, you'll realize that when she gets pregnant, she's a whole different person. Other attitudes rise up, other moods, other cravings. When she gives birth, whole different story. When she's bringing up the child, whole different story. Men also change over time. Their body changes, their desires changes. That's why we call them middle age crisis. Then we have menopause for women. So yeah, all these changes, you have to keep learning your partner. But in the beginning of your relationship, beginning of marriage, is going to be really difficult because remember, the two of you have come from two very different backgrounds. You've been brought up different, you believe different, you interpret love very differently. And when you are single, especially those who've been single very long, you realize you got comfortable in certain things, and now bringing someone in becomes hard because now this person needs attention, this person needs your time, this person needs your service, this person needs your physical touch, this person needs, like, whatever it may be, they need it. And also it becomes another expense. Relationships are work and a lot of work. So emotional intelligence is putting aside your feelings, even though that time it's really, really rough, tough, and you want to lash out and fight back. Sit down with your partner, because by the time you're with this person, I believe you love this person and you want the things to work out and you don't want to regret in the future. So actually listen to what your partner is telling you, and that is hard because we always want to bring in our perspective, what we think, what we believe. No, your partner is speaking to you. Just let them say what they need to say, and then As they're speaking, you're listening, but you're also prepared to answer calmly and not ready to fight. Okay, so do not just listen to fight back, listen to win the argument. And let me tell you something as a man. Women sometimes, when women are fighting with their man and they believe their man is wrong, and as the man is speaking, they realize, oops, yeah, I'm the one who made the mistake. But then sometimes they can prolong the fight and the argument and disagreement so that you apologize first, because they do not want to admit that they were the ones who were wrong. So even those women, emotional intelligence will, I've said this also before, just apologize. Ain't nothing wrong with saying I misunderstood you and I made this mistake. If anything, you will be respected more for apologizing. We always speak about intellectual intelligence, but we've never really sat down to talk about emotional intelligence. Communicate how you're feeling, but make sure when you're communicating, you communicate it with when you're ready and you know you will not get angry or upset or raise your tone. You can be angry and upset, but decide to have a relaxed, calm tone so that your partner can hear what you're saying and you all can both understand each other. Give your perspective. Let your partner communicate their perspective. Explain where this perspective came from. Listen to where their perspective came from, because you grew up in different families and different families have different ways of interpreting the world. So of course they will come with the mentality of what they grew up with. Now they are learning yours. That's why you learn. School is never out of session. You're always in school. Learning a partner is already a whole different unit, a whole different subject, and sometimes it's a whole different degree. So you have to be ready to learn that. So communicate it. Show your partner what you like, what you don't like, what you want. And I'm always going back to doing it calmly. You fight, energy feeds energy. You come with anger, intensity, aggressiveness, your partner will do the same thing. Come with a calm tone. If your partner was upset, all of a sudden the energy in the room changes and your partner comes to you with a calm tone. So that, I'm telling you, in emotional intelligence is extremely important. How you approach it is going to determine how it's going to end. All right, so please communicate. Do not hold things in. I know it's hard and you do not want to disappoint your partner. I know you miss the honeymoon stage. I get it. You miss that stage where it was just all easy, but nothing in life is easy, even relationships. Okay, so it's okay. Speak to your partner, please. Let them know how you feel. Right? Women, please listen. Men, please listen to each other so that you guys can work this relationship out. All right. Another thing is, despite whatever your bodily changes are, do not let your emotions ruin this good thing. So don't lash out because I know how that time of the month is, or you're having a whole being growing in your belly and you do not know how to control these new emotions, or you're going through a very tough financial situation in your life. Things are not working out like they used to. There's just a bump in the road. The children are becoming too much. Life is becoming extremely overwhelming. Your job is going down, or your promotion was rejoiced, but you did not realize how much of a burden it can become. Usually we lash out more with people we love than acquaintances and extended family. So we know, and friends. So we know how to play. Outside everyone knows there's this calm, cool, chill back, polite, kind, silent, very demure, very cutesy, a very reserved, calm, patient person. But the people at home are the ones who really know the true you. So if you can do that outside, learn to do it inside as well. Because the person you live with is a person, let me tell you, that's a person who truly has your back. I believe you chose the right person and a good person. A person who is there to build you and not to destroy you. So that person is the one you need to learn to be kind to. And let me tell you, I do not know what this world has against good and healthy relationships, but there's a lot of attacks on good and healthy relationships in the mind to destroy them. So just because you're upset doesn't mean now you say, I'm finally home, I can now shout the anger that I have been carrying all day on my wife or my husband or my children sometimes. So don't do that. Don't do that. Please deal with the issues. Deal with the issues. Get a therapist if need be to go and vent your issues. Call a life coach, aka Eunice Wambere Global. Do what you need to do so that you don't lash out on the one who loves you. So that when you get home, you can say, today I almost came to lash out at you. I'm so glad that I reached out to someone who was able to help me calm down. My day went like this. And I'm so sorry that even I had the thought of coming to get upset with you and you have done nothing to me. Now when it comes to the fact that your partner is the reason why you're in that mood, talk about it and say, I love you so much, but I don't like it when you do this to me. I don't like when you handle things like this. Of course, it'll be very painful to the one receiving the report, because as human beings, we want to be really good at relationships, but this is life again. We'll make mistakes, we stumble, we fall, but we get back up. So yeah, even you who is receiving what your partner doesn't like, listen. And in the pain, just to say, I apologize and I'll do better. Thank you for letting me know in the area I have made a mistake and how I can change it. This is my own perspective of emotional intelligence. I thought you didn't care about me because you didn't respond to me. I feel like you're no longer consistent. I miss the you that used to be. The one who'd check on me all the time, the one who'd want to go on random dates. And the man is like, I miss how you were so happy to show me home. I was so happy how you'd give me physical touch outside there, PDA. I miss how you cared about me. I miss how you had that joy to prepare my favorite meal when I came home. I miss. When you sit down and actually share such information with each other, it's beautiful, and you realize, oh, I slacked in this area. I laid back in this area because I got you and got comfortable. Because relationships is a continuous dating process. It doesn't matter if you've been married 10 years, 1 year, 1 month, whatever it be, it's always it's always a dating process. So don't lose the consistency. I know the children will come in and change the whole game. That happens, but I like this thing I've seen some couples do, where they declare a certain day is date night. If we have to find someone to take care of the kids, we will, but we have to have date night on this day. Sometimes even take the weekend off and just go out, travel together, bond. Yeah, because usually as human beings, when we feel we are being denied the things that we were given before, we shout, why didn't you do this to me? I don't like it how you do this anymore. I don't want you doing this way. So you shout at me, I'm ready to defend myself, so we'll never hear each other. You never even base like, what's the issue? Because to the person, they're okay, everything was fine, so why are you all of a sudden upset? So I liked it when you did this. That's emotional intelligence, because the easiest route is to shout about it and not necessarily talk about the issue itself, because we believe that our partner will understand. Yet, remember, we do not live in your brain, they do not live in your brain. So, say the issue. And that is emotional intelligence according to Eunice Umbere Global. Emotional intelligence is going to be a very difficult, hard, uncomfortable road to take. So it's going to take work, but let me just tell you this with all confidence, it's going to be worth it. Until my next video, peace guys.